the stock market, meaning companies' new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving.
The show goes on.
Nuts! They're nuts! They know nothing!
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. The no bullshit approach to all financial markets, including Bitcoin, NFTs, Top Shot, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today on Market Mania, hyperinflation setting in. We will give away an NFT right here in the next couple of shows. Optimism has been delayed. AMC, GME meme stocks coming to an end. And top story, that gap though, Tony who is this? This is me. The SEC tells Blackberry to stop fucking around on accounting and you got to do it right. That's essentially what has happened here. Blackberry, everybody remembers, if you're as old as us, then you remember when all the business people, they were carrying around a Blackberry many years ago, and they said, well, I can't get email on my phone unless I have a Blackberry. And now we know that's ridiculous, but then they had the whole handset market, and then the last couple of years has been bullshit. I don't even know what they do anymore, honestly, real talk. And, you know, they became a meme stock a couple of months ago, and then now it looks like shit is fucked. It looks like they weren't doing the accounting right. Matt Glantz, whenever you hear SEC accounting issues for a stock, what do you think?
I mean, that used to be the biggest red flag. I'm talking 10, 15 years ago. Like that would just, those kind of announcements would just kill stocks. But now it's like stocks just like want to do what they want to do. They don't care about the news so much. They don't care about valuation, if the company's in trouble. You know, like how long was Nikola? So Nikola is still worth $6 billion, right?
That's two
That's
Go
so
EVs
absurd.
and a Nikola.
That's so absurd.
Ridiculous, Brett. Would you?
I mean,
I'll
look
give
at all
you a
the shenanigans
Fisker and
that
a.
came out about Nikola, SEC faking videos. I mean, it's still worth $6 billion. So
They rolled a truck down the hill.
It's insane. Nobody cares anymore.
Brett, would you like a Fisker and a canoe or one Nikola? I'll give you both.
I'll take just the wooden canoe, and you can keep Fisker and whatever the hell the other canoe stock is. I'll just go paddle around, and that's going to be worth more than Nikola at the end of the day.
So when we talk about accounting shenanigans in a stock like Blackberry, does that mean, and I mean, tell me if you think this, that the AMC, GME, this new brand of Reddit-based social media pump TikTok investor meme stock, is this coming to an end? Is that it? Was it a good run? Was it a multi-month run? Is that it?
So
Are we done?
I believe that it's coming to an end. Only time will tell if I'm right. This morning, I sold 200 of the AMC April 11 calls. I sold the GME 250 calls. I'm kind of over these stocks. Just I don't necessarily want to short the stocks, but I would like to short the premium on the upside. So like I don't think they're going to be short squeezes anymore. The GameStop short interest is down to like 15-20%. It's not like it was. AMC's just the equity's worth zero. So the stock's worth zero. The bond's still a value, but you know, over the long run, it's hard to see these stocks staying where they are. I think that we expected a big influx when we got the stimmy checks into these stocks, and we didn't see it. And the stocks are kind of holding up, even though we haven't seen it. I think there's a lot of hope out there, and people just, you know, holding on to these pieces of paper. But over time, they're just going to be selling as we get closer to, you know, most people file their taxes April 15th, and they're going to need to sell some stocks to raise money to pay taxes. These are the kind of stocks they'll probably sell. So I'm staying short these stocks for the meantime. I'm not as bearish on the rest of the market. I'm kind of neutral to slightly bullish in the rest of the market, but the meme stocks, I'm kind of bearish now.
But Richie's the game over. Is the music ended?
That makes sense. I like that tax day theory too, because it does make a lot of sense that these are the stocks that might get hit a little more with people selling for taxes. I think Matt's theory applies to these meme stocks, but the game has changed forever or something like that. And so I think these playbooks will be run on other stocks, other types of markets. Like as I've talked about with Top Shot, one of the reasons I'm so bullish on Top Shot is this new gamified trading environment is just really appealing to people. So I don't think that's going away. I think that it's not necessarily just going to be centered around GameStop and AMC, but I do think GameStop does have that. It's sort of the Bitcoin of the meme stock gamified trading type of atmosphere. And so I wouldn't be surprised if it goes years with GameStop trading like well above where it should be.
So, I mean, remember here, boys, that the real date for taxes, remember, it got pushed back a month. It's May 15th this year.
But yeah,
not April.
Mike, on the deadline got pushed back, but most people still file. They're going to still file April 15th. You know, they don't. Most
Maybe
people
for my
don't file
extension.
taxes and file online with Quicken or whatever. So it's most of these people that were trading meme stocks aren't really going to delay their paying their taxes or filing their taxes.
Me, like most of the other people out there, are super tilted trying to prepare this bullshit. I'm happy for the extra month. Not going to lie to you. I'm the guy that turned in his homework late, that was always in school, hurriedly doing the paper that you were supposed to do over weeks in the last 6 hours. You know what I mean?
Man of your means, Micon needs that extra month, but most of us, I already filed, so it's just easy. I give everything to my accountant. He sends me the stuff. I sign it, and it's gone.
Yeah, I have a disaster of crypto on my stocks that are coming this year. Just a disaster. So we are officially out. Optimism is done. We're done with Optimism. That's it. Oh, Ethereum Optimism. Okay. So what is going on here, Brett? Is this another Ethereum thing?
This is one of
coming
the
soon?
big, real exciting layer 2 scaling thing. There's been a lot of excitement around Optimism. Andreessen Horowitz, I think, they invested $25 million into Optimism. They were supposed to launch later this month. In fact, like 3 weeks ago, they were like, yeah, we're launching at the end of March. They now come out and we're like, it's going to be a few more months. And they kind of blamed it on like the devs weren't ready. But the whole thing about Optimism, it's supposed to be essentially like plug and play for dApp developers and other people, so you can just immediately get in, and it's just cheaper, much cheaper fees for Ethereum. So like the explanation doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Ethereum it's been 3+ years promising scaling's around the corner. Anytime the network's popular, it gets really expensive and congested, and that hasn't changed. And so I will believe it when I see it. The community, they constantly say, like, oh, like in 2 months, right? It reminds me of the just wait 2 weeks COVID crowd, okay? They spent a year saying just wait 2 weeks. Ethereum, it's been 3 years saying, hey, scaling's right around the corner. I like Ethereum. There's a lot of cool stuff there, but they do have a problem with overpromising. It's habitual.
If you're old school enough, you would remember the Butterfly Labs 2 weeks until they ship fiasco from damn near 9 years ago. But is this a layer 2 thing like Matic, or is this something different? Is this like a Lightning network for the
it's layer
Ethereum?
2. It's layer 2 scaling. I don't even know all the details. Again, I'm in believe it when I see it mode. I know that people were super excited about it. So now the narrative is immediately shifted because the EIP 1559 is supposedly coming out in July also. So now they're like, oh, they're going to come out together, and then it's going to be like this amazing thing. So if that happens, that's great. That would be beautiful. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff on Ethereum that I wish were a lot cheaper to interact with. But right now, as I've said, I think it has the risk of being this expensive whale chain that's almost like the research chain that other people can come in and just copy and run a lot cheaper on these more centralized chains like Binance Smart Chain or whatever. So I wouldn't like hand ETH the awards just yet, although they're doing a pretty impressive job so far.
We shall see, which does seem to be the general Ethereum consensus always. Tony, the producer.
If you ask them, it's bull. Oh, it's right around the corner. This is changing the world, but it's been 3 years of that, and it's still expensive to use.
Yeah, Brett, just the last point on your last thing there. You're right. They are having some real problems with this Optimism for Ethereum. And there are some interesting scaling solutions out there. We talked a little bit about it before the show and in previous episodes, I really like XDAI because it does connect to one of the main problems with Optimism is that it doesn't have any way to connect to real-world oracles. XDAI and Chainlink work together great on top of Ethereum, and even though it's not the full scaling solution yet, I think they're a little further along than even the Ethereum team. But moving along, just check out XDAI, I would say. Moving along, there's this guy I follow on YouTube. His name is Greg Manarino. He's kind of a nutter. That's why I like him. He's got an economic freefall video here. You can go check him out. But the thing that struck me was this comment, and I normally don't take YouTube comments with a lot of seriousness. But it's this one here that says, inflation has absolutely already started. I work for a company that competes with 3M, and our CEO had a very dire financial update recently after we flourished last year. He literally used the word hyperinflation regarding raw material prices up to 20 to 35% this year. Some producers are declaring a force majeure to break existing contracts and charge for materials as well. Not to mention we already have higher food, lumber, and oil prices. What force majeure is a boilerplate section in every contract that says if there's some sort of act of God that we couldn't anticipate, this contract is null and void. And if this guy is real and these force majeure cases are going to start to take off, this could be the whole breakdown of like contract law in the US if you can claim hyperinflation is a force majeure event. I did a little bit of searching. I'm not a lawyer, but I went looking into some law blogs and stuff to figure out if it is. According to this, I'm not going to read it all, but according to this, they say force majeure or hyperinflation typically is not considered force majeure, although there are some interesting side notes to that. So it's entirely possible that hyperinflation is setting in and that it could set a cascade of contract failures across the entire industry. So, Matt, I guess I'm going to ask you, you've been in this industry long before. Have you seen contracts fail due to like force majeure? Have you ever seen a force majeure failure? And if so, has it ever been based on prices, or is this way out of left field?
I've never seen this. I've never. This is like crypto to me. I don't even know what this is about. Like I trade in a regulated market, so everything's pretty. Everything's backed by the SEC, backed by your clearing firm, backed by it's like so backed by different layers. I don't ever have to worry about that. That's why I pay the fees I do.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I would want to stay in a place where I knew, prices would be the same from day to day as much as possible. But, I look at the Suez Canal blockage. I look at the money printing. I look at this commodity super cycle we're in. I look at oil prices. I look at wood prices. It's all going up, and it all points to hyperinflation to me setting in. I think we might just be a few quarters out from this thing getting completely out of control.
I hope not, but it's definitely it's expensive, like housing, healthcare, like some of the key education. A lot of the really core costs have gone nuts, and at the same time, other electronics and things have come down. But housing, healthcare, education, those are three of the most important expenses for a family, and they're all just like going pretty wild.
Well, I'm always the bearer of bad news. I'm going to get out of here so we can give a little bit of good news to our viewers.
Which is, we are going to be giving away an NFT. Big thanks to put the username up there. I do forget. Sorry about that. But there is a SDSU Hockey 10. Thank you for making an NFT of this show. Wow. And how about that? We're getting in the game. Although we're not really going to profit from it. We're just a one of one.
If this show blows up, that potentially could be worth something down the road. It's not the likeliest scenario, but it's free. So there you go.
Can I take that picture and send it to one of those online framing companies, and they can make me like a framed picture and send it to my house? Or is that missing the whole point here?
That exists out there, but yeah, that does miss the point. But, I saw a Red Pixel was going for like $800,000 today as an NFT. So, might as well throw your hat in the ring. Keep it locked on our Twitter and our TikTok, and we will figure out, and the YouTube.
No, it's Tuesday. Our 100th episode is when we're giving this away.
But how do we give it away? How are you even going to give it away? You don't even know yet.
We're going to do a raffle.
We're going to do a raffle, so you got to keep it locked. We're
going to do whatever that program you used earlier for that other thing we did. We'll We'll announce it on Monday, and then it'll be on Tuesday. You got to be live during the show is when we'll draw the winner on Tuesday's show.
Don't be fooled by this beautiful, wonderful stream that Tony, the producer, puts together. We do have our shit together. Don't be fooled.
That's not true.
All right.
Yeah.
No, it's right. Right. No, we're making it up every day. You guys know that. So with that, every single day. So with that, we'll throw on the safety glasses, and it is going to be time for the Market Mania pick of the day. Picks of the day. Matt Glantz, go ahead and hit us with one, even though it's not
you're gonna like
advice.
this one, guys. Expect Brad, you're gonna love this one. And actually, Mike Gunn's gonna fall in love with it too. Why my hologram cloud company? Can you believe that? Look at that name. That is just
$30 million
waiting to happen. Basically, I believe it. I mean, I know it's a Chinese company. You know, you go on their website, you see all these Chinese kids running around. The technology looks amazing. I think it's similar to like Star Wars, where like the Yoda guy gets on the hologram in front of you, communicate that way. So they're trying to go Star Wars with us, like communications rather than phones, rather than computers, hologram messaging. And, you know, I can't imagine a more futuristic play for Kathy Wood to jump in at some point. So I love it. 610, I'm in.
$30 million market cap. That's like
400 million, I think.
No, it says 30 down there. 28 million. Maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Well, yeah, well, you always, these things aren't always right, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a $400 million company. It's an ADR, so basically it's a Chinese company that it trades here as a proxy, and it's a gamble. It's a gamble. I don't know anything about technology, believe me, but it looks cool. This is actually a pick from my good friend, my sharp stock trader friend Lee, who gave us ABML back in the day. So you got to love it.
All right.
Well, I'm going to grab one of these, click that in real quick, and see what happens there. Brett Ritchie, your pick of the day.
I'm going to go with Solana. I think it's still a pretty low market cap, a few billion for an Ethereum competitor that actually has traction. I think that's pretty cheap. Again, Ethereum delayed Optimism. Their scaling is still unknown when that's going to come out to the mainnet, and Solana is super, super fast and cheap. So I think it's pretty reasonable to hop in here. It's 1/10 the price of Cardano by market cap, which to me doesn't make sense that it would be only 10% of Cardano. So one of those two is off, if not both.
You got to love the SBF coins. Seems like a reasonable thing. Miami Heat are going to be playing there. They're going to be shooting the Solana three-pointers of the day and everything. You never know. So I'm going to go with BCH. A lot of people may have caught Elon Musk replying to Kim.com yesterday on the old Twitter when Kim.com's like, hey, man, you can't buy a Tesla. You know, Elon's like, hey, you can buy a Tesla for Bitcoin. Sure, that actually is a great use case, I think, for Bitcoin. But then Kim.com's like, hey, man, but you can't buy a soda for it. And Elon replied 2 words, fair point, when Kim.com was pushing the BCH. So not a bad time to ape in if you think that's going to be the solution. Although this is not investment advice, and you do have to do your own research. And with that, another week of Market Mania in the books. It's Friday, March 26, 2021. And we always appreciate your patronage right here on the Market Mania YouTube, TikTok, Twitter channel. It's everything. We're going to leave you with one from LL Cool J back in the day. I'm Bad. What a great track for those that remember. And if you don't, you know, you can go check it out now. And it goes a little something like this. It goes like this. It goes, no rapper can rap quite like I can. I'll take a muscle-bound man and put his face in the sand. Not the last mafioso, I'm an MC cop and make you say go LL and do the WAP. Like and subscribe right here on YouTube and follow us at Market Mania Show on TikTok and Twitter. We will see you next week, if there is a next week. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine.
Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl.
Switch it up.
I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury. Power of turning where I would turn it. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine it look the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind. Was afraid of the time. Strobe light like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now. How about tonight? My interview's tight now. I was surviving.